Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. You already know who it is. It is your boy Lewis, and I'm back once again with another banger with yet another video. You guys know the deal, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to always receive the latest, greatest content. Truly try to provide. Truly appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch my videos, and make sure at the end of each video, like and share this video. It'll only help the channel grow. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday night. So without further ado, let's hop right into this video. So, as you can see in big bold letters, it says NBA greats Michael Jordan still standing records. Now, I know this article was put from 2011, but we already know Michael Jordan had retired from basketball since 2003, where he played his last couple of seasons with the Washington Wizards. But the reason that I wanted to bring this up is, as everybody pretty much knows, LeBron is now, he passed MJ for fourth all-time for most points in NBA history, and he is now at 32,311 points. And next up on that list is Kobe Bryant, who is third all-time. But you've had LeBron fanboys out here in the 3-6 Mafia, of course, arguably led by the Nick Squidward Wright over here, who thinks he knows so much basketball as to why he thinks that LeBron James is the GOAT. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to debunk that myth crazy fast when I present the list of facts that is going to show you why LeBron James is not the GOAT over Michael Jordan. Here we go. So I'm going to skip right down to the third little paragraph. Let's actually go to the second, where it says, yes, there are easy things to remember about Jordan, such as the 6 titles and 6 finals MVPs. But in this story, some of Jordan's records, which still stand to this very day, attend to his greatness on the court. So, let's read this little part right here. It says, one record that still stands today is when Jordan and the Bulls played Miami in 1992. He broke 2 records in one half of that game. He made 20 free throws in a half, which is still an NBA record. And he took 23 free throws, which is also an NBA record. Well, at that time, in terms of the free throws, Dirk Nowitzki broke that record with 24. As a matter of fact, he made all 24 free throws in the game against Oklahoma City in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in 2011. And it was most free throws without a miss because he hit all 24 of his free throws in that 48-point game, and he didn't take a single 3-point shot. Jordan tied an all-defensive record once with 8 steals and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James has never had 8 steals in a game. He got 8 steals in a half. That's still an NBA record. As a matter of fact, he is the all-time record holder of 3 times leading the NBA in steals. NBA record leading the league in steals 3 times. LeBron James has never led the league in steals. Scoring was obviously Jordan's standout skill, as was defense, and he still holds the all-time record for leading the NBA in total points scored 11 times. LeBron James led the league in total points once, just how he led the league in scoring once. Also, additionally, it is also an all-time record that Jordan led the NBA in scoring 10 times. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. LeBron James only has 1 scoring title. Also, an all-time record in Michael's career regular season average is 30.12 points per game. So he holds the regular season all-time average for points per game at 30. He also holds the all-time playoff points per game record with 33.5. An NBA record. Michael Jordan produced an amazing all-time regular season 563 games when he scored over 30 points. As I continue, also, an amazing all-time record was Jordan's string of 866 straight regular season games scoring in double figures. Now, eventually this record was quote-unquote broken by LeBron James, but they tried to use the whole playoff narrative, because it's like, if you factor in Jordan's playoffs with his regular season numbers, Jordan's would be miles ahead of LeBron James. He wouldn't even be close to that. So that's what they used. In the playoffs, Jordan was no slouch. He has the all-time record for most points ever in a playoff game with 63 against the Celtics in 1986. Against the number 1 rated defensive team in the NBA. Most wins for a home team in NBA history, 40-1. 67 wins in the regular season, best record in the NBA. Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, who won the MVP that season and made second team All-NBA defense that year. Jordan's first ever game where he scored over 50 points was a 63 in the playoffs. That was only in his second season, which he missed 64 games with a foot injury. Jordan still a standing playoff record in the 1991 finals against LA when he scored on 13 consecutive field goals without a miss. That is not only a finals record, but it is also an all-time playoff record. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I remember that game very vividly. He scored 33 points, didn't take a single three-point shot. He hit 15 of 18 from the field. Incredible efficiency. And this is in the finals, mind you. Hit 13 straight baskets. Another all-time playoff record Jordan still holds is that he made 24 shots from the field against Cleveland in 1988. Against Detroit in 1991, Jordan made 13 free throws in a quarter, which is still an all-time playoff record. And notice that all of these stats that I'm mentioning right now are in the playoffs. Playoffs? We're not talking about playoffs. Playoffs? Jordan holds the record for most points in a 3-game playoff series with 135, which is 45 a game. That was the 86 playoffs when he scored 49 in game 1, which nobody even talks about that because it got overshadowed by the 63 that he scored in game 2. He only scored 23 in game 3 when he got swept, but the 49 doesn't even get talked about because it was overshadowed by the 63, and people forget he scored 49 in game 1. This record can never be broken since even first-round series now goes to 7 games and not like 5. Because now it's a best of 7, not the best of 5. He made 53 shots from the field in that 3-game series, also an NBA record. He also holds the record for most points in a 5-game series with 226 points against the Cavaliers. That is, ladies and gentlemen, that is his highest scoring average against any team in the playoffs at 45.2. He holds an all-time playoff record for most field goals made in a 6-game series, and it was in the 93 finals against Phoenix, which to this point he holds the NBA record for the highest scoring average in an NBA finals. 41 points, 6.6 rebounds, 8.5 assists. Jordan actually holds the record for most points ever scored in the playoffs with 5,987, which is 33.5 per game. He holds the highest average, but most points scored, he was passed by LeBron James in last year's playoffs. MJ holds the all-time record with 8 50-point playoff games. He also holds the all-time playoff record for most 40-point games with 38, and he also holds the all-time playoff record for most 30-point plus playoff games with 109. And he also holds the all-time playoff record for most ever 20-plus point games with 173. Look at this little graphic right here. He played in 179 playoff games. He scored 20 in 173 of them. Wow. As a matter of fact, another all-time record Jordan holds is he is the only player in NBA history to never once score under 15 points in any playoff game he ever played in. So in all 179 playoff games, Michael Jordan didn't score under 15 points. Yeah, LeBron James has played in 60 more playoff games. But that's due to longevity since he came out of high school. Can't really hold him for that. But LeBron James has been held under 20 points, I believe, 11 times or more. In one playoff span, Jordan set and still holds an all-time playoff record by scoring over 20 points in 60 consecutive playoff games. Also, his 179 straight, all his playoff games ever, playoff games with over 15 points, is an all-time NBA record. In fact, no one but Jordan has ever scored 10 points in 179 straight playoff games, and he went for 15 plus every time. Getting tired, bronzexuals? Nah, let's keep going. I'm not done. Jordan holds the all-time record by being the only player in NBA history to never once score under 20 points in an NBA Finals game. LeBron James scored 8 points in an NBA Finals game, but, against the Dallas Mavericks, the team he was favored against. He played 35 Finals games, and in 35 times over 20 points in the NBA Finals is also an NBA record. And yet somehow LeBron is the GOAT somehow. Jordan holds the all-time playoff record for free throws made in the playoffs with 1,463. Jordan sets and holds the all-time finals record of 35 points and a half in 1992 against the Blazers. Mind you, he made 6 3-pointers and a half. I said 6 3-pointers and a half. No, he made 6 3-pointers and a half. Excuse me. Right. He holds the all-time finals record for 14 field goals in a half. And he tied an all-time finals record of 6 threes and a half in the 92 game. So much for his subpar 3-point shooting when the guy holds an all-time record for threes. What people don't even really know is Jordan's career's NBA Finals 3-point percentage is actually over 40% for his career. Let's see. Where am I going? Here we go. Jordan has the all-time finals record for free throws in a quarter with 9, and he still holds the highest ever scoring average in the finals with 41 points in 1993. Didn't I say that, ladies and gentlemen? He also holds the all-time finals 6-game record of 246 points and 101 field goals made. Jordan never had a final series go to 7 games and never lost in the finals. And once again, LeBron has as many finals losses as Jordan has championships. With a donut next to the 6. Undefeated. Defensively, Jordan set an NBA Finals record in LA in 1991 for 14 steals in a 5-game series. If you do the math, Michael Jordan averaged 2.9 steals in that NBA Finals. Almost 3 steals a game in the NBA Finals. NBA record 14 steals in a 7-game series. And he did it in 5 games. When Jordan was old and came back for the Wizards, which, the LeBron fans love to bring this up, and he couldn't get them to the playoffs. People forget that he only played because he was promised ownership. And if it wasn't for his knee injury that he suffered in 2002, the Wizards were actually in playoff contention. Jordan missed 22 games that year. So, he is the oldest player in NBA history to score over 50 points in a game. Oh, and by the way, Jordan played all 82 games in his final season. Just saying. When he scored 51 points versus Charlotte at 38 years old and 315 days old. Oldest player still to this day with a 50-point game. MJ is also the only player in NBA history to score over 40 points at the age of 40, and he did it twice in the same season. I know one of those was the 43-point game he scored against the New Jersey Nets. The one that had Jason Kidd. Prime Jason Kidd, mind you. Jordan recorded more 30 points per game plus seasons than any player ever with 8. He has more 30-point per game averages than any player in NBA history. And as a matter of fact, he had 7 consecutive scoring seasons of 30 or more, which is tied with Wilt for most in NBA history. Jordan holds the all-time record for the most block shots ever by a guard with 893, which was actually surpassed by Dwayne Wade earlier this year. I mean, not earlier this year, just recently. His 131 blocks in a single 82-game season is the most ever recorded by a guard. Jordan also became the first player ever. Only Olajuwon and Scottie Pippen did it later with 200 steals and 100 blocks in a season, and he did it twice in 1988 and 1989. That is actually false. It is 1987 and 1988. Jordan is the player with the most combinations of scoring titles and all defensive first team honors with 9. That is correct. He is also the only player to win the scoring title and defensive player of the year award in the same season. Oh wait, but it gets even better than that. His 35 points per game scoring average is the highest for any defensive player of the year winner in NBA history. And he is the only player to win defensive player of the year award averaging 30 points or more. Jordan won the NBA championship and scoring title in the same season 6 times. That would be in all 6 championship seasons. Kareem only did it once, most by any player, and his 32.6 scoring average is the highest for any player in a championship season. Because when you break down Jordan's championships from what he won, 1991 he averaged 31.5. 1992 he averaged 30.8. 1993 he averaged 32.6, which is that one. 1996 he averaged 30. I think 30.1. 1997 was the first time that he had been under 30 points since his rookie year, since his second year in the league. And then in 1998, he averaged 28.7. So Jordan is the only perimeter player in NBA history to average 30 points in a single season while shooting 50% from the field. And he did it 5 times. Jordan had it. Oh, look at this one. Jordan had a streak of 632 games without losing 3 straight games, most by any player in NBA history. LeBron James had went 2 seasons without losing 3 in a row. When you put Jordan's 632 games streak, that's over 7.5 seasons compared to LeBron's 2 straight. LeBron James didn't have no more than 2 straight years of winning or without losing 3 in a row. Jordan did it in 632 consecutive games. That means in 2 seasons, LeBron had that feat. Michael did it in more than 7.5. Combination: 10 scoring titles, 5 league MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 10 all NBA first team honors, and 9 all defensive first team honors will never be matched. Jordan's 6 finals MVPs is an all-time record. Jordan was the main guy on the team with the greatest record ever with 72-10. Jordan was NBA and Finals MVP that year, which he would accomplish in 1998 at age 35, folks. The Bulls started the season 41-3, which is an all-time record. The Warriors started 40-4. The Bulls' road record that year was an all-time record with 33-8. The Warriors broke that record in 2016 with 34 road wins. Home record was 39-2, the same record the Warriors had at home. The Bulls set a record for the biggest finals win ever by beating the Jazz by 42 points. The score was 96-54. And that was not no ordinary Jazz team. They beat the 62-win Jazz team in 1998. Finally, the season after Jordan retired from the Bulls, the league went on strike and the Bulls scored 81.9 points per game, which is the all-time record lowest points ever by a team for a season. Oh, but like The Rock says, whoa, 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 whoa. Lewis is not done. 5 untouchable feats of his airness, as I had mentioned in my video. Look at this stat right here, man. Only rookie in NBA history to lead his team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. 28.2 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 5.9 assists a game, 2.4 steals a game. Oh, and mind you, he did that on 51% shooting. He also led the team in 4 categories during the 87-88 season, scoring 35, 5.9 assists, steals, 3.2, and blocks, 1. Only 4 players have ever averaged that, and we already know. Tyreek, LeBron, and Oscar Robertson. But MJ is the only one who averaged more than 2 steals a game out of those 4 gentlemen right there. Let's go to the next page because I am not done. Only guard to record 2,500 plus points in over 5 consecutive regular seasons. He did that from 1986 to 1991. And he barely missed out the 2,500 in the 92 season. And he went back and got 25 plus 100 points in 92-93 when he averaged 32.6 points per game. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, he would have had 7 straight seasons of scoring 2,500 points or more. Next. Only player in NBA history to tally 250 steals and 125 blocks in the same season. Look at it right there. In the 87-88 season, Michael Jordan had enough of getting snubbed for the MVP award. In the single most dominant season ever put together by any player. But yeah, LeBron's the GOAT. In terms of accolades, advanced stats would put Jordan's 88-89 season above this one. Where, you know, because people keep saying that LeBron is just this all-around player, but Michael Jordan had 32.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. As if he couldn't do it. He showed you he could. 10 triple-doubles in 11 games. But anywho, he won the regular season MVP. No, first, the average. 35 points, 5.5 rebounds. You could just say 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3.2 steals, 1.6 blocks. Regular season MVP. Defensive Player of the Year award. Only 1. The All-Star Game MVP. Bagged his 2nd consecutive All-NBA, first team All-NBA, All-Defensive first team, and won the scoring title to go along with the steals title. He led the team in points, assists, steals, blocks, despite beating a medium-sized guard. Oh, and he also won the dunk contest that year, defending his championship, 2nd consecutive slam dunk title over Dominique Wilkins. The league had already been deprived of his MVP in the 86-87 season. Look at this, 37 a game. 200 steals and 100 blocks in that season. He raised the bar on the defense. How in the world can you compare LeBron to that guy? Next. Jaw-dropping 63 points on 41 shots, which I had already mentioned. 19 out of 21 free throws. And as a matter of fact, Jordan actually hit the game-time free throws down the stretch to send the game to overtime in Game 2. I remember. Jordan also added, look at that, in a 63-point game, you think you only focus on scoring. He still gave you 3 steals and 2 blocks in 53 minutes. Oh, wait, look at here. After the game, Larry Bird looked back at his performance saying, he is the most exciting, awesome player in the game today. I think it's just God disguised as Michael Jordan. But according to LeBron stands, Larry Bird never said that because he was a bum, right? Average north of 40 points per game in 5 playoff series. Few players in NBA history have ever had the ability to score 40 against the typically tougher defense they face in the playoffs. Few even can claim to have it done multiple times. Michael Jordan, the record holder by a fair margin, did this in over 1/5 of the playoff games he played through the course of his career. 38 times in 179 appearances. 20% of his NBA playoff games. The player next highest of that list is LeBron James, at a distant second with 27 total games in 238 appearances. About 1/9 of the games that he played in. In addition, Jordan is the only player to average 40 plus per game for an entire playoff series more than twice. And he's done it 5 times. One of those came in against the 93 against the Phoenix Suns. The other 4 came in the Eastern Conference playoffs against the Cavaliers in 88, which he averaged 45.2 the highest for any single player in a playoff series. As a matter of fact, he is the only player to average 45 points, to score 45 points in 3 consecutive games of an NBA playoff series. 45 in Game 3, 50 in Game 4, and 55 in Game 5 of that playoff series. Oh, but wait. Just when you think I'm doing it, I'm not done. From March 25th, let's go up, shall we? Here we go. Look at that. Number of points. Look at that. Jordan scored 10 plus points in each of his first 89 career NBA games. Then he had 8 points in only 16 minutes off the bench right after coming back from the foot injury in game number 90 of his career. Then he played the last 840 consecutive games of his Bulls career without scoring fewer than 10 points. He added an additional 26 games to push it to 866. So from the 84-85 to 97-98 season, he had 30 games of at least 50 points. The next highest total over that span was 7 by Dominique Wilkins, and that's despite Jordan missing over a season and a half to play baseball. Speaking of baseball, Jordan had 30 steals for the Birmingham Barons in 1994. Then he returned for the Bulls at the end of the 94-95 season, and he had exactly 30 steals. Only once did an opposing player score 50 against the Bulls in a game in which Jordan appeared. Dominique Wilkins, 57 in the 86-87 season. Jordan scored 29,277 points from the 84-85 to the 97-98 season. Wow. And that doesn't even tell you the fact that he missed nearly 2 seasons after retiring in his prime and missing 64 games with a broken foot, which was 24.23% of the Bulls' 120,818 points. And that's despite Jordan missing over a season and a half to play baseball and 64 games with a foot injury. Brosexuals, are y'all seeing this? Jordan appeared in 13 seasons with the Bulls. 11 of them were full. In 1985-86, he played only 18 games due to injury. 94-95, he only played 17 games after returning from baseball. Jordan led the NBA in points scored in each of the other 11 seasons, led the NBA in points per game in 10 of those seasons. As a rookie, scored no fewer than 13 points in a game. He was held under 20 only 9 times, which tells you 73 times in the regular season Michael Jordan scored 20 points or more. 40-point games with the Bulls. See it for yourself. 50-point games. The only guys to score 50 with the Bulls other than Michael Jordan: Chet Walker, Jamal Crawford, and Jimmy Butler. Scottie Pippen's career high is 47, which he got against the Nuggets in the 97 season, so he's not on that list. Look how many 40-point games he had with the Chicago Bulls. Look how many games it took him to get 7 compared to the other Bulls that played here. Oh, man. LeBron is the better overall player than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan averaged 33.6 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, and 11.4 assists from March 25th to April 14th when Doug Collins moved into the point guard position. 10 triple-doubles in 11 games and had 17 assists in a game before that 11-game stretch on March 24th. When Jordan scored that's right, Jordan is the only player in NBA history to have a 3,000-point season. In 86-87, he made only 12 three-pointers. Ladies and gentlemen, he scored 3,041 points in the regular season in 86-87, only making 12 three-pointers. You take away those 12 three-pointers and you multiply them by 3, that's what, 36 points? You minus that from 3,041, and Michael Jordan still scored 3,005 points if you take away his three-point shots. Incredible. He made a career-high 111 three-pointers in both 95-96 and 96-97. Ladies and gentlemen, this tells you that the three-point shot was not really relied on back in the day, even if it was there. Very few teams were shooting the three ball. It was not emphasized at that time. If Michael Jordan had a three-point shot with those 3,041 points, even with the time he missed, he would have more than made up with those points. That's why I keep saying that Michael also has a what if for a guy who accomplished so much in such a small amount of time. Continue. During the Bulls' championship seasons, Jordan missed a total of 6 games, 2 in 91, 92, and 94, and 92, 93. He played in 82 games in each of the last 3 championship seasons. Played 82 games, 9 different times, 1 short of 10. Shout out to Tired of Fools for that one. On February 26, 87, he scored 58 points, outscored the entire Nets starting 5. That had 54. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had 58 in that game, but I know he outscored the starting 5. On January 21st, 1997, the Con game, when Jeff Van Gundy says Jordan conned the players. Jordan scored 51 of the Bulls' 88 points in that game. That was on January 21st. He had 58% of his team's points. Michael is only one of 3 players in NBA history with 5 or more NBA MVP awards. The only other players are Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's won it 6 times. Michael Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year award in 87-88. That's right, we know that. Passed the franchise player Bob Love's franchise record of 12,623 as a Bulls uniform on 1990 at 26. He reached 10,000 points at age 25 in January 25th of 89. Jordan's 37.1 points per game in 86-87 was the highest in a season in NBA since Wilt Chamberlain 44.8 in the 62-63 season, and the season before that he averaged over 50. Since that season, the highest anyone other than Jordan has reached was Kobe Bryant's 35.4 in 05-06. Jordan is the only player in NBA history to score 40-plus points in a game after turning 40, 43 points at 40 years, 4 days with the Wizards on February 21st, 2003. I mentioned that was against the New Jersey Nets. Jordan scores 20-plus points in each of his last 47 consecutive postseason games. Last 7 of the 1996, then all 19 playoff games in 1997, and all 21 in 1998. His 33.4 points per game in 179 career playoff games is an NBA record. So this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that LeBron James, as great of a player as he is, trying to get all this infatuation, attention from MJ and how he idolized him and worshiped him. This is why that as great as LeBron James is, and I commend him from becoming 4th on the all-time list, these records that Michael Jordan holds, they're just untouchable. They're untouchable. And that's not even being a Jordan stan. This is why Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. And I'm going to say this again, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James, in the 2016 and 2017 NBA Finals, Kyrie Irving is a career 28-point per game scorer in the 2 NBA Finals in 2016 and 2017. 2015, he was injured after Game 1, so I don't count that. Dwayne Wade is a career 24-point per game scorer in LeBron's NBA Finals appearances. Scottie Pippen's career average is 18.9. But the LeBron stands, no, Michael always had a 20-point score in the playoffs. Did I say playoffs or NBA Finals? Don't give me earlier rounds. In the NBA Finals. Here's another crazy stat that people don't even understand. What's so crazy is, in Michael's 6 championship seasons, 3 of his championship seasons are in the top 10 for lowest scoring average by a supporting cast. The 97 Bulls actually had the 6th toughest schedule to an NBA championship, with the second with the second worst supporting cast in NBA history for a playoff team, for a championship team. And what also people don't know about is Kobe's Lakers, Shaq and Kobe's Lakers, along with Kobe's Lakers from the 2009 and 2010 team, are also in the top 15 for worst supporting cast. The only LeBron team that's actually on there are the 2012 Miami Heat. And I believe that they're 10th or 11th. But Michael Jordan has 3 of those teams in the top 10 for lowest supporting cast. The 95 Rockets are they are the number 1 all-time lowest. But the 97 Bulls are 2nd. The 98 Bulls are 5th. And the 93 Bulls are 8th. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This was Lewis with another one, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, so that what I did right there, just wanted to show you guys how, as great as LeBron is, just those records that you see right there is just why he's just not even close to MJ. So in other words, LeBron calls himself the king, but if I play you on a chessboard, basically by debunking all these little myths you have, I just did boom, boom, boom. I just cornered your king, LeBron stance. So as great as LeBron is, it's checkmate. Jordan is the GOAT. Facts only. Bless up, one love. Like and share this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.